Welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. Hope you guys are enjoying your afternoon so far. It's about 1:20 from where I'm from. Um, with how things are looking right now, I'm glad that everybody's going outside. It's spring, everybody's enjoying themselves, at least on paper. Because just to kick off things in this video, the Premier League is destined to to resume the 1st of June, which will be next month. Um, and up until today, about 6 persons were reported to be tested positive with the coronavirus. And those 6 players are Premier League players, like they play in the Premier League. So my thoughts is that as you can see, I'm back in the not United, but my uniform in most of my earlier videos. But to get back on topic, the Premier League is destined to resume June 6th, not June 6th, the 1st of June. Yeah, the 1st of June. I have a day coming up on June 6th. Not my birthday though. So yeah, 6 players have been reported. I guess that's why I said June 6th because 6 players have been reported to be tested with the coronavirus. Um, so yeah, my thought is that the Premier League should just probably cancel. We know Liverpool is going to get the Premier League already. We know that. I mean, it would look very disingenuous, very disrespectful. Oh, you're just been a white knight for Liverpool. Maybe. But I mean, someone has to play that card, right? Um, yeah, I'm saying like PSG won the league. Scotland, up until yesterday, won the league. Bayern, well, the Bundesliga is so we have to hold out on that. And Juventus is I think Juventus might win the league amidst Lazio and Inter Milan. So yeah, I think Liverpool is going to get the title after 30 years. Better late than never, right? Couple of things. Rashford has been reported back in training along with some other Manchester United players like Paul Pogba came back in training. Who else came back in training? Um, Again, bro, it's I don't get why players are training with yes, the coronavirus is getting it's becoming less apparent now, but there's still causes and effects of this coronavirus, and you cannot go out in plain sight and train as if there is nothing wrong outside. Well, there's nothing not much wrong outside. It's just that if you come in contact with people, a lot of people outside, then that is where the red line has been crossed. Because if you as a person if you as a person love outdoors like yours truly, and you don't want to wear a mask like yours truly, and you come in contact with persons not like yours truly, because I haven't, I salute persons and then walk my way, but in terms of like greeting and meeting and touching, like like shaking hands, that's like a no, bro. And I say that to say that the training of players returning back, that's going to that's going to be I think the Premier League needs to be cancelled. Give Liverpool not cancelled. Give Liverpool the league title, of course. Can give them league because they don't even know what to do because they just won one Premier League. Um, just give them the Premier League title, bro, and just work on transfers for next season. Speaking of transfers, the transfer window is reportedly to notification about to start about the 1st of July or something about. Um, so as you can tell, at least the Premier League transfer window will be a small market. We have to shop for players. And speaking of players, Jadon Sancho has been linked to Manchester United for a couple months now, and it's becoming more apparent for a good while. My thought is that if Jadon Sancho comes to Manchester United, I don't think that will be. I mean, think about it. With Igalo's contract under negotiation, I wouldn't say investigation because he didn't do a crime that I know. Um, with Igalo's contract under negotiation, I think. Sa- I mean, Sancho's addition would be good, but we have Daniel James. I'm not the biggest fan favor of Daniel James, but that guy has potential. I mean, I would loosely generalize and compare him to a young Antonio Valencia, although Daniel James doesn't have the work. Well, he does have the work ethic, but he doesn't have the defensive work rate of Daniel James. I mean, Daniel James can run back and forth, but he's not that defensively good as Antonio Valencia. So I would say Daniel James can cross like an Antonio Valencia, and he has qualities like Antonio Valencia, but he's just a bland winger like Antonio Valencia. Like I think the only thing that is missing is his defensive work and the physique and being black as well. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, this shouldn't be a long podcast, but I usually say that and end up being for like 40 minutes podcast. Um, but where does football go from here? That's a serious question. Where does football go from here? Goes from here. Excuse my English. Do you think football is going to be the same post COVID-19, or is it going to go back to what it was like pre COVID-19? Think about that for a couple seconds. You think the football world is going to be the same just as before all this COVID period, or things is going to change for the better, the betterment or the detriment of football? You think so? Think about it for a couple seconds. My thought is I th- I think the football world alongside with the general world is going to change for the um I'm not going to say for the betterment or detriment, but I think there are going to be nuanced changes to how the world progress through this COVID period and football of course because it's a football channel, not world head news. Um, so yeah, I think Manchester United needs to make quick acquisitions in terms of signings, in terms of players. Igalo, I would say Igalo's staying at Manchester United is 50-50. Because again, just because Igalo had a good, decent period at Manchester United doesn't mean, or he's a big Manchester United fanboy, doesn't mean he's going to stay at Manchester United for another season or spend the rest of his career at Manchester United. Odion Igalo is 29 or 28, and Igalo is not a world class striker. Okay, we have Anton Martial who has been in and out of form. Okay, Rashford is a good left winger, but up until we know that Rashford is not the best when he plays up front, he's not the best, particularly during Mourinho's times. Because when Mourinho was in control of Rashford as a player, of course, Mourinho drained the striker's instinct out of Marcus Rashford. I think something wrong with my computer, my camera, just phasing out. So yeah, I think Mourinho's time at Manchester United just uh just drained Marcus Rashford's striker's instinct. Because again, Marcus Rashford and Martial under Louis van Gaal, they had a striker's instinct. Yeah, Rashford and then Mourinho put him out wide like he used Danny Welbeck, and he was getting comparisons with Danny Welbeck. Don't see why he got that, but I guess because he was crap in front of goal, I can see why. But Rashford is a better player than Welbeck, and I think that is known. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else I wanted to say? You can't do that when you're doing a podcast. Just in the moment and just forget what you're trying to say. Okay. So where does football go from here, bro? Where does it really go from here? Betterment, detriment, who knows? My thing is the world won't be the same. The same was said when it was September 11, 2001, when the towering towers came crumbling down like Humpty Dumpty, and they crashed to two planes that crashed in those towers. And the president of the United States at the time was like, the world won't be the same. The world won't be the same. So you have to intake. You have to you cannot move in life as if there is nothing. How should I say? This might be a life thought, but I ain't no life coach. But hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. You cannot move in life naive. Life comes at you real. Like there's this saying that life comes at you real quick. Persons that experience 9/11 co-sign with that wholeheartedly. The Americans that experienced Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans saw that shit real quick. And to this day, one can argue that there are places that still need insurance. Like those places that were flooded out are still underwater. Again, that's not a guarantee, but I'm just spitting ball. I'm saying those persons are still suffering from that what should I say, that natural disaster or hurricane. Persons from Haiti, 2010 January, the great earthquake. A lot of persons are still suffering, and Haiti is still suffering when it comes to their economy and their culture. It's not this. It has not been the same. Of course, there are a lot of events that happen where we say the place will never be the same, bro. Never be the same. And as someone one person, I don't. I say that to say football won't be the same after here now. I mean, players. It's a big ask, bro, because you have to understand that life, like I say, comes at you real quick. Like I walked 2 days ago on Sunday, and it brought a joy to my face, but I wasn't showing it outside. But inside, I was very warm like the rising sun in the morning. Seeing others outside just enjoying the sunlight, just enjoying people's time and talking. A lot of persons were close because it was their close friends, their buddies, and people were skating outside, people were cycling outside, um, people were just jogging outside. Yeah, and I think we missed that for 2 months. And with how things are going right now, I think you have to still take cautionary warning to the wind and not move like a naive person because it's naive to think that your next door neighbor doesn't know a person that is affected with the COVID-19 or hasn't been affected. That's naive thinking. A lot of persons have been affected. Like I came upon a post, I ain't go call the person's name. Well, I could say the person's name, but you will know them anyway, but I ain't go say their name. This person that I knew from Jamaica lost his wife, and I knew his wife for a long time. Um, and they go to a church. I ain't go to the name of the church. And as far as I'm concerned, in the last 2 years, almost 2 years, they lost about three persons. Those, along with the person's wife, along with two other persons. I can now recall three persons that lost their lives, that were parents, that lost their lives in a span of under 2 years in that same church. And it's not a small church. Lost three parents. Three parent. Wait, three parent. Excuse my bad English in this video. I think it's two parent. No, it's not two. Three parents, two, three, whatever. Yeah, but three persons lost their life that happened to be parents. And I just find it interesting because you have to understand, bro. This might be a life lesson video, but you have to understand that life isn't a given. I mentioned that to you guys when Kobe Bryant took his last breath. Well, it was after he took his last breath because I wasn't timing and say, okay, this is when Kobe Bryant is gonna die. Uh, uh-uh. I'm far from that. I ain't no fortune teller by any stretch. But life isn't given, bro. Life isn't given. So this is my video. I'm gonna die. You all gonna die. We're all gonna die. It's a matter of when we're gonna die. It's a matter of how we're gonna die. When our batteries just go. Well, we need to go to the battery store and get some batteries. We need to get our chargers and charge our batteries. It doesn't work like that. Life is precious, bro. COVID-19 has knocked a lot of persons back into reality. That this isn't a world full of roses and knuckleberry. This is a world full of chaos. That not even national guards or soldiers or police can keep this world sane, safe. President can't keep us safe. Doctors can't keep us safe. They can write a description, a prescription, but when you die, bro, you're gonna die. You just have to embrace it and face it. That's our reality. That's our mantra. How are you going to embrace that day when you take your last breath? You ain't gonna be ready for it. No day is given to any person or human being, for that matter. For me, it's a wake up call because I've been lackadaisically going through life like, hey, whatever comes at me, bro. That's not the mindset you should have when you know that you're not going to live forever. Life is not guaranteed. It's not a given. I was watching. I wasn't watching a movie, but someone said, "Oh yes, speaking of movies, I'm a touch base with this. Ever watch The Dark Knight, especially featuring the Joker and Christian Grey? I should say Christian Bale. It's not 50 Shades of Grey, but Christian Bale featuring as the Dark Knight. I think his servant or his next man was saying to him when the Joker was just being loose like a tail, swinging about, killing people. You know what the Dark Knight's second man say? Most persons don't want to, and I'm paraphrasing his way. He say some persons just want to see the world burn. Just want to see the world burn. He ain't looking for justice. They ain't looking for retribution. They just want to see what burn. Life isn't a given, bro. You know, life comes at you real quick, in quick succession, real quick succession. Um, Going back to football, something is always a Malip. I think is Malip's feel choppy. Going back to football, some persons have been saying Kevin De Bruyne is less of a player than Bruno Fernandes, less of a player than Bruno Fernandes, which I find hugely frustrating because Bruno Fernandes has been in the Premier League for like just 3 months, if not 4 months, well 3 months because football became at a halt in January, in not January, well it came in January, at a halt in earlier May. But yeah, football needs to come back because a lot of persons on Twitter have been making dialogues, have been saying certain players is better than certain players. Sometimes I just want to come off Twitter, bro. I just want to erase myself from football Twitter. That's real talk. That's real talk. Speaking of football matters, and this is where I guess lockdown and quarantine it doesn't suit everybody. Colum Wilson Adoy, not Colum Wilson. That's a striker at Bournemouth. Sorry for messing up his name. I call him CHO. If you're a chemistry student, you know what that means. Um, CHO, Colum Hudson Odoi. Yeah, Colum Hudson Odoi has been arrested for allegedly raping a chick. I think she's a stripper again, or a mod. Yeah, she's a model, and I think so. He's been arrested. No, CHO is a young player. He's gonna do stupid stuff. He has money. He has decent fame, at least in Chelsea's eyes. That's what young players do, bro. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, when he was young, was alleged for rape, and that came about back like a year late, not a year later on, like a year ago, where this woman was saying, "You know what? Cristiano Ronaldo raped me. He made me drunk and so forth." And I'm like, bitch, why didn't you come up with that after the situation and incident happened? Why you have to wait like 10 years afterwards? Guess what you want? You want that cheese that Cristiano Ronaldo is making. You want that cheese. Can't make that cheese. Since your ass is broke, now you want to run over Ronaldo because, he has more status than you, he's more famous than you. And this is just a football slash life ramble. So don't take it serious. Just take it with a grain of salt. Subscribe to my channel and leave a like and a comment in the this not this the comment section below. Um so yeah, bro, young players are going to do whatever they just want to do for the betterment or detriment. Whether it's going to kill their reputation or it's going to at least tarnish their reputation. Um, you know. So my thoughts on Colum Hudson Odoi is that again, I'm not in the position to be a father, bro. But what you did, I think it goes without saying, you did something stupid. But again, you're young, you don't know any better, and Yeah. So as you grow older, bro, you'll get you'll get wiser. I would hope. Um, 'Cause some players, bro, some players just don't mature. They just don't mature. Um, what else? Hmm. Want to talk about chicks? Want to talk about girls? Let's talk about girls. Um, okay, okay. Should I talk about girls or should I not? And how the COVID-19 is gonna affect a lot of girls. I was watching a couple of videos, and this person was saying the COVID-19, the coronavirus, is going to expose disingenuous marriages. It's going to expose disingenuous marriages. It's going to expose relationships that seem to be like a lovey-dovey relationship, but it was just basically a relationship that was full of shit. And based on my observation, it's safe to say that that assertion is not wrong. Yeah, like there are a lot of marriages. Like I see wives on Twitter saying, I'm bored of seeing my husband 24/7. He takes care of my kids. He pays the bills. He doesn't get my pussy wet, and I just don't want to sleep with him or anything. I kid you not, I see that on Twitter. Maybe not along those exact words, but along those words. Like I see husband saying, "Oh, I wish the COVID-19 didn't happen because I'm bored of my wife, and we're just in it because of the kids." Hmm, that must be the last straw. Um, yeah, bro. A lot of persons are in disingenuous relationships. Again, I'm no relationship coach, but I have a couple chicks that I'm dealing with currently. I dropped one yesterday to give out my personal business. Um, yeah, she was fucked up. But I ain't go chip over it because girls come in life and out their life. Um, so yeah, bro. A lot of relationships and disingenuous marriages have been exposed to the COVID-19. So I guess that's a good thing. Um, what else? Yeah, football. Football came back for Bundesliga on the weekend with Borussia Dortmund playing against Schalke 04, I think. I don't even watch in the German league that much. But yeah, they host. I wouldn't say they host because the Dortmund's ground was empty. I mean, you could hear a mouse poop. I mean, it was very empty. Basically, you could say nobody was there, but some person were there. But to get to the point, they hosted Schalke and Schalke got battered, beaten BDSM style. I think it was 4-0. Guerrero, Haaland, which I'm getting into in a second. Haaland with Hazard, Thorgan Hazard, of course, ran riot for the hosters. And the guests weren't welcome, well, to say the least. But about this kid named Erland Haaland, I think his name is Haaland, Haaland, Haaland. I don't know this. I've never seen him in real life, but I've seen a few clips of him as a player as a striker for Borussia Dortmund. I've seen a few clips of him, of interviews. Some person was saying on Twitter that he's a breath of fresh air because he goes against the grain. He's like a rebel. He's not like those scripted players that act nice in front of the camera to say what the cameraman or the interviewer wants or the journalist wants. He's just basically Zlatan Ibrahimovic style when he's being interviewed. Like, one could say he's arrogant, cocky, but hey, that's the attitude a young player wants if he wants to make it like Zlatan. And Zlatan made it apart from the fact that he hasn't won a UCL in his football career. But that could change with AC Milan, says no one ever. Um, so Haaland is a good striker. I mean, I'm gutted that he didn't come to Manchester United because I think he would just boss Marcel around, bro. Marcel wouldn't have a chance with Haaland, and Haaland is younger than Marcel. Haaland is more aggressive, more manly, I would say. I'm not I'm not that bought with Marcel having this cool hearted look like he's a he's a hitman. He could star for Agent 47 or something. Am I saying that's a facade? Could be, could be not. But and behavior supersides looks, bro. Behavior behavior always work, always those nuance behavior always tell the tale of the story. And Haaland is an aggressive player. And to be a top player, you need to be aggressive. You can't be laid back. You know what I mean? Like you're in a Bing or you're in a Maybach or something. This is not rap. This is not a rap trap music. You have to be very aggressive. Get your goals, get fame, get bitches, I guess. Um so yeah, I think Holland is a great player and he's one along with Jadon Sancho, Mbappe, dare I say Marcus Rashford and other players that will reign football for a long time, at least for the next 20 years. That was a good one. What else before I leave this podcast? Going back to life. I'm all around the place. But hear me out. Hear me out, hear me out. Check this out, check this out. How are you going to transition after today? Or after yeah. How are you going to transition after the COVID-19 has transpired? After it has perspired and precipitated 2 months ago? How are you going to move on from that life? For some of y'all, you're going to tell your grandchildren when one of your grandchildren just sitting on your lap and you're saying, child, when I was young, I loved football. Love it. And then once March came of 2019, that was a long time, Poppy. I said, it was, it sure was. This COVID-19 became apparent and it became more deadly, killing people, a lot of persons in one day. Persons stopped working, stopped going outside. Well, most persons lost their job, didn't have any money to buy food, clothing. Innocent lives were lost just because they came in contact with a person like 1 or 2 feet. Some persons died when they didn't know they had the COVID-19. Wait, did I just say 2019? I mean 2020. Excuse my date. I have to reset my date up here, my date and time. Um, yeah, 2020 wasn't a good year. It wasn't a good year. And we're not even in the middle. We're on the verge of being in the middle of it, but we're not even in the middle of the year as yet. The middle of the year will be next month, starting next month. So you could say for the first 4 or the last 4 to 5 months, it's been chaos. A lot of persons losing their lives, losing their stock, losing their business, losing their jobs, losing money, losing their wives because their marriages were just a social construct that failed. But that's a different story for another video podcast. Or are you going to move on through this life? For me, I want to better my life mentally, physically, sexually, spiritually, emotionally. How are you going to move on through life? Hmm? I saw this picture, and I'm going to close right now. I saw this picture, and again, I think I mentioned that I'm a Christian, so this won't be new to some of you guys. I saw this picture showing this person going to church, and it said on top of the picture, it had two layers, like one on top and one on bottom. The one on top said, if you don't go to church vertically, you're going to go to church horizontally. Six persons are going to be taking you back to church in a horizontal fashion. You won't be hearing anything, you won't be seeing anything, you won't be sensing anything. Just black darkness. If you guys know that you ain't living the best life, you should have a defeatist mindset, victim mentality. What's the sake of me being on earth? When you have tsunamis, hurricanes, earthquakes, COVID-19, persons just killing off each other like headless chickens. What's the purpose of living life? I thought life was supposed to be fair. Some persons just want to see the world burn. Feel me? You feeling me? With me, amigo? Comprende? Life ain't fair. You think persons that were born in slavery had the best life? Ooh, I was born in slavery. Ooh, I had the best ticket to a happy life. Life ain't fair, bro. You might think your wife loves you to death. Will take a bullet for you if she had that physical prowess. But then you find out that she's sucking some other guy's dick on the side. You won't catch her. Life ain't fair. When another guy knock you broad, just off the street, life ain't fair. Your wife was supposed to be pregnant. You found out that your upcoming daughter, who was going to be born today, you got checked and you checked out her gender. It was supposed to be a girl. And your wife said, "Oh, I'm going to buy some stuff at the shopping mall." I take her to the store. I said she's going by the side of the road to buy something. I said, "Okay, come back real quick." About to cross the road, and just like a frog in the road by a 40 wheeler, she got crushed by a 40 wheel trailer. Life ain't fair. Life ain't the Garden of Eden. Life ain't heaven. Football will change. Whether it's for the betterment or detriment, football will change. Football will never be the same again. The world will never be the same again.